I grew up with two brothers and a sister, and we were 3.5 years apart. Both parents worked full-time, so they tried very hard to provide times for us to be together. One of the activities was family night. But it wasn't easy for us children to get along and to decide what to do those evenings. Some loved to sing. Some loved to play table games. One of the children loved doing everything. One of them would have preferred being alone in his room. When we were trying to decide what table game to play, it was also very difficult. Right away you could hear, "I don't like it. He always wins. He cheats. He doesn't know how to play and he ruins the game. The game lasts too long." Even though it was difficult, my parents continued to bring us together. Today, many years have gone by, and as children we get together, and sometimes we think of those evenings and we laugh, we make fun of each other. But we're very grateful for our parents that helped us be together. As things are changing in this pandemic situation, sometimes I feel that I'm brought back to those evenings of family night. Some people can't wait to meet. Others are afraid of what could happen. Some are very careful to follow the rules. Some think that they're useless. And some would rather be at home alone. It's easy to start judging each other because we have different opinions. But as followers of Christ, are there some principles we should follow? Obviously, our starting point has to be the role of God in all of this. The prophet Micah wrote, "But as for me, I will look to the Lord. I will wait for the God of my salvation. My God will hear me." Even when a situation looks chaotic, we must remember that God is in total control. Our hope is in Him. He knows what He's doing. During these times where churches are trying to meet again and stop being only virtual churches, what should we do? Some are eager to meet, like I said, and some are more afraid. Some want us to follow all the rules. And what can happen is that we might develop bad feelings towards each other. So let me remind us of some principles. We must be loving and patient. The Apostle Paul wrote, "With all humility and gentleness, with patience, bearing with one another in love, eager to maintain the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace." We should not be judging one another. Yes, some are more afraid, some are more eager, but let's trust God to guide. Let's trust God to change hearts. We can't decide that one group is more spiritual than the other. We should not let this situation create division between us. We should also remember that we need to submit to our authorities. The Bible is clear. We must submit even if we do not like the decisions that are made. Paul wrote, "Let every person be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except from God, and those that exist have been instituted by God." Wearing masks, social distance, the number of people that can meet, the rules that you must follow, the protocols that they're making. If the authorities have made the rules, we must follow them. It's not only right, but I believe it will make it easier for those that are more afraid and those that are more relaxed to meet together. And we should also remember that we should not be motivated by our selfishness. This pandemic situation has made some more introvert, maybe more than they were before. For months, all they've had to think about was their own needs. But as believers, it should not be this way. The Bible says, "Let each one of you look not only to his own interest, but also to the interest of others. Hanging on the wall in my study, I have a picture. My brother had the Monopoly game we used to play with framed. It reminds me of my competitivity and the times I used to get angry because I was not winning. But most of all, it reminds me of the great times we had together. They taught us to get along and to love each other in spite of our differences. So let's be patient with each other. Let's pay attention to the rules and learn to love each other practically. We're not virtual churches, and we will all together rejoice in God's faithfulness. So have a great day.